Welcome to Recap Lounge. Today, we will discuss the romantic comedy called My Sassy Girl. There are spoilers ahead. This heartfelt movie is based on true events. Hyun-woo helps an intoxicated girl at the train station and develop a sense of responsibility towards her, even though she constantly slaps him for caring. The story is filled with laughter and a unique romance. Enjoy. The movie opens with Hyun-woo standing on a hill next to a tree. He tells his story and says that 2 years ago, he and a girl, whose name is never mentioned throughout the movie, has buried a time capsule under the tree. They promise to meet up exactly 2 years later. We then see Hyun-woo taking his photo as his aunt calls him. He says he will see her soon. It flashes to the past when he was still in college. Drinking with his friends, his phone rings and his mother reprimands him for not being by his aunt. She goes on to mention that his aunt misses him because he looks like her son that passed away. His aunt wants to introduce him to a girl but is not interested. At the train station, he sees a drunk girl standing at the edge of the platform. He rushes to pull her back before the train comes, saving her. In the train, he thinks that she's his type but he dislikes drunk girls. He laughs because she can't stand up straight. She vomits on a man and calls Hyun-woo honey as she passes out. The man thinks she is with him and forces him to take care of her. We see him carrying her and leaves her on the bench and runs off. Unable to leave her behind, he goes back for her. Struggling to carry her, he books a hotel room. He takes a shower because he smells like vomit and at the same time, the girl's phone rings. He rushes to answer the phone and he explains that they are in a hotel and gives the address. He tries to hurry so he can leave before they get there but the police enters while he's naked. They tell him to lift his hands but out of embarrassment he can't help but cover himself repeatedly until they spray him. Hyun-woo was locked up and released the next morning. While in his room, the girl calls him and shouts over the phone, wanting to know why he was naked in a hotel with her. She wants to meet immediately. Hyun-woo goes to meet her and she tells him to follow her. She asks him to order himself something but she dismisses what he wants and orders 2 coffees, making him pay for it. She asks him to tell her the whole story. Hyun-woo seems to be terrified of her. She reprimands him to speak clearly, and he explains in detail. She seems to understand. Hyun-woo looks at her and thinks, when she's not drunk, she's his type. He goes on to say that she is prettier and livelier than yesterday. She says that she doesn't want to date him and that they're not destined to be together. She tells him to throw away the coffees. They are then at a bar. She asks him to order and throws the menu back at him because she just wants alcohol. He pours her a few drinks. She starts to cry. Hyun-woo goes on to think that seeing a girl cry makes him sad. He finds her more attractive the closer he looks, as he gives her his handkerchief. She opens up a bit and says that she broke up with her boyfriend yesterday and passes out. He carries her back to the same hotel. He buys medicine and gently gives it to her. He goes on to watch her while she sleeps, thinking that he wants to heal her sorrows. When Hyun-woo is in class, the girl walks in and sits next to him. She wants to go but he says he can't leave during class. She then gets up and leaves. When the professor returns, he says that he can leave and that he should raise it. It turns out the girl told the professor as a joke that she's having an abortion and he's the father, so she can get Hyun-woo out of class. He wants to clear his name, but she drags him by the neck. The girl wants to be a writer and she takes Hyun-woo to the park to read her stories. Reading the stories is stressful for him because she keeps threatening to kill him if he does not finish. She stands at the edge of the river looking sad, saying that she will never get over her boyfriend. She takes her mind off of it and asks Hyun-woo to see how deep the river is. She asks him to go see but then decides to push him in. Hyun-woo can't swim and screams for help but she whispers to herself that it's deep. As he was about to drown, she jumps in to save him. We then see Hyun-woo drinking with his friends and he decides to avoid the girl because of the trouble she puts him through. He sees another girl walking past and runs after her. Full of confidence, he hits on her and calls her baby, only to discover it's the girl he's trying to avoid. He runs away out of fear. She chases him but loses him around the corner as he hides with his friends. She calls him and he pretends to be an answering service and hangs up. He's in the train now, completely wasted. He passes out on a bench. He wakes up the next morning in prison. The girl comes to bail him out and beats him repeatedly for what he did the previous day. She then goes on to feed him while he's battered and bruised, as if she did nothing. While in his room, he gets an email from the girl, saying her birthday is coming up, and that he better not forget to plan a day for her. He goes on to think that she might murder him if he doesn't do something special. He goes on to fantasize about sneaking her into the carnival when it's closed, singing for her as she jumps in his arms. On her birthday, they jump over the wall and find a soldier hiding and he takes them hostage. The army arrives at the same time. The soldier asks how they are related. Hyun-woo says that they are friends. The soldier ran away because his girlfriend left him for another sergeant. Hyun-woo asks the soldier to let the girl go and when he says no, he asks to let him go instead. He has another look at Hyun-woo and says that he looks similar to the sergeant that took his girlfriend and decides to let the girl go. Hyun-woo says there's a way out and while they try to escape, they are found by the army. The girl comes running to save Hyun-woo and tells the soldier that he needs to learn to love again because the pain doesn't last forever. She's implying that she possibly has feelings for Hyun-woo. The soldier lets him go and Hyun-woo runs into her arms, only for her to rephrase what Hyun-woo said about letting him go instead, and slaps him and walks away. He goes on to think that the birthday was a failure, but he feels good anyway, and that he's proud to be with her. We then see them in a restaurant. She asks if he missed her, which he did. He goes on to think that he likes her when she tries to be cheerful. He orders a Coke and she threatens to kill him, then ordering 2 coffees. He laughs because he knows her well. She gives him another script to read. He wants to read it later and he gets a look from her. He decides to read it. Her stories are always about a woman from the future. She believes that UFOs are time machines and wishes she meets someone from the future. They go for a walk and her feet hurts. He offers a massage and instead she wants to swap shoes. When he doesn't want to, she threatens to leave, and he agrees to wear the heels and she smiles. In a comical scene she runs away from him and threatens him to chase her. It's raining and they hide under a tree, and for a second, Kyunwoo felt that she may be falling for him. She goes inside and when he was about to leave, he realizes that he has her handbag. Kyunwoo meets her parents and is questioned if he and the girl are dating. When he leaves, he hears the girl's mother arguing with her to stay away from Kyunwoo because he has no future. She calls him while he's in class and says their 100 days are coming up. She asks him to bring his high school uniform and a rose to her class. He doesn't like the idea but is afraid he'll get beaten if he doesn't. In disguise, he sneaks into the all-girls college and sees her playing the piano. He takes off the disguise and slowly walks towards her. He hands her the rose and in that moment, you see the affection from both sides. They change into their uniforms and relive their high school days, going to the bar and enjoying themselves. They go dancing at a club. From that day, the club has a uniform dance every month. Of course, she got drunk and he has to carry her. This time he takes her home in a taxi and thinks that her pain might be healed now as he holds her gently. He's afraid that she might not need him anymore and tells the driver to take his time. Kyunwoo sits opposite her father again and tells him to stay away from his daughter. After that day, she hasn't called. He believes that is free and decides to chase girls again. We see Kyunwoo on a date when she calls. She says she's on a blind date and she wants him to come to the cafe. He leaves after he went to the bathroom and discovered that his date might be a boy. He reaches the cafe and orders a coffee, even though she said he can order a Coke. Her date mentions that Kyunwoo and the girl are very close friends. She goes to the bathroom and washes her face. When she returns, her date said that he left. He goes on to say that Kyunwoo gave him 10 rules to follow and repeats them as we see it fades to Kyunwoo explaining to him. Don't ask her to be feminine. Don't let her drink more than 3 glasses because she will beat someone. At a cafe, drink coffee instead of Coke or juice. If she hits you, act like it hurts. If it hurts, act like it doesn't. On your 100th day together, give her a rose during her class. Also, be prepared to go to prison sometimes. If she says she'll kill you, don't take it lightly, you'll feel better. She gets up and while she's running after Kyunwoo he continues speaking. If her feet hurt, exchange shoes with her. Finally, she likes to write, always encourage her. She runs to the train station, but she can't find him. She goes to the operating office and calls his name out repeatedly until he hears her. As always she threatens him if he doesn't come find her. When she sees him, he hugs her and the affection is strong. Until she slaps him for not asking if he can hug her. She goes on to claim that he's supposed to dodge the slap. Later that night, he thinks that they are at a crossroads. He doesn't know what's going on between the two of them. He tries to kiss her as she slightly pulls away and rings the doorbell accidentally. She then goes inside. She asked him to write a letter expressing his feelings towards her. He goes on to say that he started out trying to heal her pain but now he can't give her up. He thinks that this is how they're going to break up. The next day, they sit together. She points to a spot far away and wonders if Kyunwoo will be able to hear her from so far. She tells him to go there and she'll shout for him to see if he can hear. Unable to resist her, he goes and waves at her making her smile. She cries knowing he can't hear. She apologizes to him and that she can't help the way she is with him. She enjoys him but can't love him. She thought she was different but she still feels like that helpless girl. We see them at the tree on the hill. They each place their letters in the time capsule and bury it. They promise to meet each other in 2 years' time. Kyunwoo goes on to think that it was her way of saying goodbye to him. He kept telling himself that 2 years isn't that long. Kyunwoo believes that when they meet again, they will be different people, worried that they may get closer or possibly drift further apart. They go their separate ways at the train station. He decides to make a future for himself, because he couldn't deal with missing her. He wrote their stories every day on the internet. A publisher saw his stories and offered to make a movie. Kyunwoo made her dreams come true and wanted to tell her but kept his promise to wait. On that day, she didn't come. He digs up the time capsule and her letter says she hoped he's okay and that she was happy to be with him. The day she met him was a year after her boyfriend passed away. She tried to look for him in Kyunwoo and knew it was wrong. She also met him by the subway and did everything that Kyunwoo did for her. Under that very tree, they planned their future together but he suddenly passed away. The letter goes on to say that she met his mother often and she wanted to introduce her to someone but she just couldn't. The more she liked Kyunwoo, the more she felt guilty. She wanted the time apart so she can get over her grief and if she's not there in 2 years then she still hasn't yet. She goes on to say that Kyunwoo lives in the future and she lives in the past. From that day, Kyunwoo went regularly to the tree hoping she would be there. The girl comes to the hill after 3 years. The old man sitting there says the tree holds a secret, explaining that the tree was struck by lightning a year ago and was split in two. He says that a young man planted a tree that looked the same because someone would be sad if the tree died. She instantly knew it was Kyunwoo. After reading his letter, she tries to call him but the number used 3 years ago was disconnected. We see the girl meeting up with the mother of her boyfriend that passed away. She says that she is better now. At the same time, Kyunwoo walks up to greet his aunt. She has been trying to introduce them for 3 years. By the way they look at each other, the aunt suspects they know each other. The girl says to the aunt that she may not believe it but she thinks she met a man from the future, while they hold hands under the table. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos.